Hi and welcome to the TilersTools video channel. I'm Jim and this is a very exciting day for us today because we're going to lay a temporary patio using our new FUGA-PAVE ABC system. Today we'll be using the hybrid cement for the mortar and also the hybrid primer which is compatible with that mortar. I've got Paul with me from Signature Landscape, an award-winning landscaper, and we're really pleased to have him here today, who's going to do this operation for us. So the procedure for laying the paving with our mortar system is you would need a minimum of 100 millimeters of type 1 MOT. This has to be laid in 2 layers, each of 50 millimeters, and compacted at 50 and then at 100. So this is a heavyweight compactor, and to comply with your normal PPE you must wear the eye protection and the ear defenders, and also the gloves. It's very important. High vis and boots. Okay, because this is the display area, what we're having to do is to set the pattern of the display out from a centre line, both ways. We've set this string line to allow for the thickness of the paving and to accommodate the mortar bed as well. Now when this display is eventually finished, you will see some lovely features around the outside that will be made by Aquacut. So we're now at the mixing stage, the hybrid cement and the sharp, clean or washed grit sand. The hybrid cement is very special because it contains all the polymers, the fibres and the plasticizers that make this system work. We're going to mix 3 buckets, 14 litres to 1 bag of our hybrid cement. We put 1 bucket into the mix first, then half a bag, then another bucket, half a bag, and then the 3rd bucket. We mix this first as a dry mix so that we get all of the powder completely through the sand and you don't see any of the powder in clumps in the mix before you add the water. So what you're looking for in the mix is no clumps of sand, no streaking, and a real uniform, dry screed looking mix. So you'll see, as I explained earlier, we've got a complete mix there, no streaking in it, nicely dispersed. Now going to talk about the primer. The primer has been specially formulated to form a marriage with the mortar. When the two become together, wet on wet, that forms a monolithic bond. Solid fixing. So start to mix the product now. Put water in the bottom of the bucket. Always wear the face mask. Use a simple battery drill. Now I like to make it so it's like a thick cream.
This is Charles Church housing development. We rolled it in the mud on the rocks.
next tile we're going to lay, we're going to show you how to use the levelling system. This is called the VEET. It's very helpful when you're wanting to avoid lippage, so that you're locking each tile adjacent to the next one down and perfectly flat. Consists of a peg with a foot plate and then a screw cap that locks the surface of the tiles perfectly in the same plane. It's only 1 mil in its width, so you still have to use the recommended spacers, no less than 4 millimeters, 5 preferably. So what you see here, I've got this spacer, completely flat. So the first test we're going to do is where some of the colleagues of mine from TilersTools are going to actually walk onto the platform and see how many people we can get on here without there being a problem. So come on Nicola, let's have you on.
Come on.
And then Dan. And Scott.
Hiya.
Followed by Mike. And then the big boy himself, Paving. So I think you'll agree the first test was pretty simple, but nevertheless effective. The next one is where we're going to drive this heavy Mercedes vehicle up the 2 ramps and park it on here. So come on Scott, let's have you. Okay, we're going to try something extreme now. What we're going to do is we're going to put pallets with the FUGA-PAVE powder actually in them, and we're going to stack them up and see how many we can go and be safe. So each of these pallets weighs 1 ton. I wouldn't suggest you do this at home, but nevertheless we've had a go. So I think you'll see that that's pretty impressive. So the final part of our load bearing exercise, we're going to drive the little flatbed truck on here. We've loaded 2 pallets of the FUGA-PAVE product on the back, so that will give us more than a 3 ton loading on the paving. So I think you'd agree, if you wanted to install paving in an area where you want to drive vehicles on using the FUGA-PAVE system, perfect. So what I'm going to try to attempt to do now is using the trusty old bulldog spade. I'm going to try and lift one of these up. So I'll quickly go through the pieces of equipment that we're going to use today. Obviously we've got the FUGA-PAVE Flex CH grout. This is a half bag, a little bit tatty, so apologies for that. We've got the mixing paddle, just a small battery operated drill. The squeegee with the replaceable rubber on there. Small bucket trowel, measuring vessel, clean buckets, PPE, mask and gloves, and the two wash buoys. So this is a hand wash buoy, just simple to push around, move by hand, and the little float squeegee. And then we've got the pedalo system here, which is the more commercial piece of equipment, has the big mop and has the ability to clean large areas quickly and very efficiently.
So with part A is our hybrid cement, Paul. How did you find that with regard to ease of use?
It's exactly the same as standard cement. It gives you peace of mind that when it sets, it's going to be 60% stronger than standard cement. But the actual mixing process is exactly the same. You can have the same consistency to suit whatever mix that you want to lay with, whether that be wet or semi-wet, or that's entirely.
So strength was important. It's easy to mix, similar to sand and cement. How about the ability to actually trowel it on the floor, if you like?
Exactly the same as sand and cement, no difference.
Okay, cool. So moving on to part B, which is the hybrid primer, which is used in conjunction with the part A. What would you say would be how easy it is to use the part B?
Primer, exactly the same, easy to mix. Seeing the fibres within the primer gives you that added peace of mind and reassurance that it's a product that's made specifically to bond with the bed. So yeah, it's an amazing product.
And the part A and part B, you've seen, you've experienced how part A and part B creates a monolithic bond. What's your experience in the field? Do you feel it's a strong bond?
Oh, yeah, amazing. I've tried to lift tiles, and yeah, it's got an amazing bond between the bed and the tile.
Fantastic. And when we then look at the part C, which is the hybrid grout that we use, comes in 5 different colours. What's your experience of using the hybrid grout versus other products that landscapers might be using?
Again, it's a brilliant product that is a lot easier than some exterior tile grouts to clean off, which is the main issue when using tile adhesive. And the actual strength of the product once it sets is brilliant.
The FUGA-PAVE ABC was designed as a complete system. So in just a few words, how would you describe that complete system then?
It's a product that gives you as a contractor peace of mind that you're building a patio to last.
So looking at it from the economics, because a number of landscapers are a bit builder traditionalists by nature, as we all are, and are a bit reluctant to move away from their sand and cement and SBR. But when you've been using the complete system, do you feel it's economic versus the sand and cement side, or more expensive, or what's your experience?
No, pretty much the same. It can work out a little bit cheaper. For us as a contractor, the FUGA-PAVE system has completely replaced traditional sand and cement on our installs. We won't go back to traditional sand and cement, just giving us the peace of mind that we're installing patios to last.
Great. So, in danger of putting words in your mouth, the messages I'm getting, Paul, are it's got superior strength, 60% stronger than sand and cement. It's easy to use, at least as easy as sand and cement. It gives you the reassurance that it's built to last because you can see the fibres and things in the product. You've tried it, it's proven its worth with regard to how strongly it's performing, but also economically, it's at most the cost of sand and cement, but generally speaking, you're actually finding it a bit cheaper. You've also got the added benefit in parts A and B of lifetime guarantee, of course, which you don't get with sand and cement. I don't know how valuable people in the landscape industry see that. Is that something that would be of value, do you think?
Yeah, definitely. And the curing time as well. The curing time is a lot quicker than traditional sand and cement, so that's a big factor as well.
So you can get onto the flags and so on very quickly. Yeah. Excellent.